Good morning, YouTube. This is Susan, and I wanted to share another mini album with you this morning. This one's a little bit larger than a mini album. I don't know what you would call it. I guess you would call it an album. This album is about 11 inches by 8, and the spine is about 4 inches. This album is based on the Teresa mini. A tutorial was done by SuperHappyScrapper, and I will put the links below. It is based on that tutorial, but I kind of made a gatefold out of it versus just a single-sided mini album. Originally, when I did the tutorial or followed the tutorial, I made a couple of albums based on that tutorial, and then I just started kind of playing with it a little bit. But it's pretty much, you can tell by looking at it that it's definitely that album. So it is in a gatefold style, and I did not embellish it overly. The paper is so beautiful, and I thought it spoke for itself. The paper stack that I used was DCWV, which is a beautiful paper. It's been out for a while. And it is the Dark Romance, and it does have the different textured papers. It has gloss, it has the texturized paper, and probably some glitter in there as well. Oh, definitely glitter in there. This is probably one of the glitter sheets right here. It is. As you can see, the texture on that paper is just beautiful. It's embossed, and it has a little bit of a glitter effect to it. So I used this paper for the cover and on the sides, and then I used that sheet for the back. This is from the paper stack. I thought that was perfect for the back. Alright, so it's quite large, as you can tell. I used a Tim Holtz hitch with swivel clasp to bind it, to hold it closed. I did a very simple charm to hang off the side. I thought it was very elegant. I actually got this from Joann's, and I want to say this is from the Tori Spelling jewelry line. And it is an earring. Somebody asked me, is that an earring? And I'm like, yes, it is. It's an earring. But I love the style of it. I just think it's so deco-ish looking. I love it. And then I just added the key and some cogs here, some gears, and some beads. The paper, it's called Dark Romance, so I guess it's kind of on the steampunky style. I don't know. I'll let you guys judge from the paper if you think it's, heavily steampunk or not. So we'll open the book, and this is pretty much what it looks like. And I did make 6 pages for each side, so I pretty much followed the tutorial. But just made it a gatefold versus a single. And the colors in here are just so rich. They are just gorgeous. And I don't know if I'm going to pull out all the tags because that'll take all day probably. I did put a pocket here so you can put a tag in there or something. So right there. And this is not a tag. This is the back page. Okay, I just kind of cut this out. I did use my little edge corner stamp that I have for all my edges. I did follow it through all throughout the book. So basically this is the first page, and then it has a little photo mat here that pulls out, and this is it's probably going to be pretty monotonous because all the way through it's really just about the paper. I really did not embellish it at all, but each of these little pockets have a little pull out photo mat. And I've actually put pictures in here. I made a couple of these for my husband's children, of pictures of them when they come to visit us. I did one for his daughter Brooke and one for his son Blake. And I actually put pictures in here, and I really love the way it turned out. So the pictures work well in there. This one has a photo mat, pretty big photo mat there. And then these pages are made out of a couple pieces of cardstock. The tutorial was a lot of fun. Putting this book together was a lot of fun. I like using envelopes and paper bags, but I really like making it out of paper as well. SuperHappyScrapper, her tutorial is very good and very easy to follow. So if you haven't made one like this yet, I highly recommend her tutorial. It was easy to follow. So each page is pretty much the same, and I just made photo mats. These are cutouts from the paper, and I just made photo mats out of them. Okay, and then all of these have pullouts, like I said. And there's that paper. You can fit a lot of, oh boy, you can't see that, it's really dark. It looks dark even off camera. This paper is very rich and very dark in nature, so, okay, we'll just put that here for now. We'll just put that right there so we don't lose the page. Okay. Alright, and see. I guess I should show you the paper, since that's what most of this tutorial is about. This is a beautiful paper there, and then the rose paper. So each, it would be one page, or one signature, one piece that you will make, and you'll put it on the, I believe that is the hidden hinge binding. I believe that's Kathy Orta. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, sorry, I have to keep my hinges together. So in each signature, you have this one flap here. You have two pocket style. Then you have this single pocket style that has ability for a pull out. And then the back. Okay, so that you just repeat that 6 times. So I'm not even sure where all I'm going here. I think we looked at that already. And then here's some more of the paper, which is just so pretty. Those are purple, and then that's a purple glitter embossed style paper. And then I made some more, love that butterfly paper there, and some more photo mats, and just fussy cut. Oh, looks like I just put a piece of cardstock on there. There's a lot of cutouts in this paper as well. A lot of tags and whatnot. So, just the colors are just so beautiful. Very rich, and that's a cutout from the paper. And this is a embossed style glitter type of paper with the pull out, which is the purple glitter paper. And then we have the dark jewel green, jewel color, jewel tone green. And then the dark purple paper with the butterflies. And then some more photo mats. And then this is a cutout from the paper, and it does not have a back side. And the paper's white. It's single-sided. And so you just have these little pullouts here. These are actually cutouts from the paper. Like I said, there's a lot of cutouts. That's a cutout from the paper. And the green paper. And then there's a pullout. And some more photo mats. Cutouts from the paper. So as you can see, I did not embellish this paper at all, unless it was a cutout. As you can see, it has a lot of personality on its own. And I could definitely see somebody that receives this album, they could decorate it for themselves. And this paper, this binding does not, it has a little bit, I mean, I always make a wider gusset, but in the signature itself, there's not a lot of gusset. So it could get full pretty fast. But like I said, I did make a couple of these albums for Greg's kids, and they turned out really well. They weren't overly big. It still closed properly, and it was fine. Some more paper. Just love, love, love these colors. And so I don't really think it's overly steampunk. I just think it's darker, you know. The colors are more deep, or darker. And then that's kind of a gray, and it has a little bit of that embossing and glitter on it. And then there's the back. And then I didn't really do a lot special with the back. So you could really just put like a big picture there, or multiple pictures. And then the other side is much of the same. So I probably don't need to go through them in detail. But you can at least see that tutorial, how it worked out for me. I think the album turned out pretty good. And I think it'll be a lot of fun to put pictures in and to embellish more. And you can see that how you can kind of change up those tutorials and play around with them and make a book that's a little more unique, not so much, you know, exactly like the tutorial. The more you do the books, which you girls and guys probably know, because if you're watching my video, you're probably into mini albums. You know, oh, that's a tag. Sorry. I think that's coming apart, but no, it's just a tag. You know, you can start to play around and make them your own. So, yep, just more of the same. Lots of paper. Lots of interesting paper. I don't know if that paper stack's available. I actually haven't seen it, but you might can get it online. That is a cutout from the paper. And that says Romance. That'd actually be a good title cutout. But if you like those deeper tones, you'll definitely like this paper. And that's a cutout from the paper stack. So that is it. Sorry, hopefully I didn't bore you to death with the monotonous pages that are all pretty much the same, just different paper. Anyway, so this is my project share on my gatefold style mini album that is based on the Teresa Collins mini, and the tutorial was created by SuperHappyScrapper, and I'll put it below. Leave any comments or questions, and hit the like button if you like the album. Thank you much. Have a great day. Bye.